Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to the FiredUp Casey Show. Welcome to the first show of 2021. I'm excited. I know you guys have already missed me. I know you missed me. But hey, I got a celebrity in the house today, a big name in Kansas City, Mr. Joshua Lewis himself here today.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm going to get an autograph. After this interview, I'm going to get my autograph because I know that it's going to worth something on eBay, probably like a few years from now. So I'm going to get that down.
I can see that. We're on the same page.
Well, for those of you who do not know, Mr. Joshua, he is the founder of Up Down Nightlife. Welcome to the show. Let people know who you are and how you became, get to where you are today.
Yeah, man. I am a black man in America. No. So basically, I'm a Dallas native. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I came to Kansas City about 8 years ago on an athletic scholarship playing basketball. I've always been the socialite, always, loved throwing parties, being in front of people. And so that's kind of where Up Down Nightlife came about. So I'm just a really cool person, man, trying to make a way.
Awesome, man. I mean, you are basically on every news platform, every business news platform, and you're making it big. Now, I just want to ask you this because I think people who are seeing the news, who are kind of seeing what's going on with your company and how it's growing, don't really know the brand behind it. Now, how did that start? What started your vision between going through college and then saying, I'm going to start a company? What was the why behind that?
Yeah, it's a lot of those. It's a lot of answers to, go to the why part. Yes. The big piece would be just legacy, man. I had a kid at the age of 22, a junior at that. So he had my last name.
Yeah, congrats.
So that was a big deal to me. And so with that being a big deal, I realized that I had to build something bigger than just me, right? Yeah. And I didn't want my son to grow up looking at me work for somebody else, build someone else's dream. I wanted him to feel the same emotion that I feel when, I build my own, right?
Yes.
And so in order for me to teach him, I realized that I had to be the example. And that's kind of when I started to find out who I was as a person for real. Like I knew, but actually like coming into my own. And I realized how much being a socialite I really was, right? But then I always, had an entrepreneurial mindset just because I was a creator. That's just who I was. And so I just kind of combined the two, man. And then that's when I took off and started Up Down Nightlife.
Now, when I think about Up Down Nightlife, because I always have people asking me, where can I go in Kansas City? Actually, let me give you an example. I was in a plane from, I think I was coming from DC to Kansas City. And this was on a plane, he was coming to Casey for the first time. He was asking me, where should I go? And I'm like, I don't really go out that much. So I just told him, Char Bar. I just told him a barbecue place in Kansas City. I didn't know a lot of places.
Some food.
Just get some food, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is just a quick answer? What inspired you to start this company?
That's part of it. In every city, not just Kansas City. And when you think about it, when you get off the plane, right? If you have plans, business or not, you're thinking about, if I go grab some food or grab a drink, where am I actually going to go?
Exactly.
And if you're not from that city, you wonder what that is, right? So you do ask people. And so that is a big inspiration as to why I built what I built. The app is going to be able to do that for you, right?
Okay.
And then it'll do it based on the data that we pull from you. So if you're a person that loves Crown Royal, right, we'll know that from the data that we've pulled from the app, right?
Okay.
And so when you touch down, you'll have a list of places that sell Crown Royals with specials, right? So it's like I'm gonna get my favorite drink, and I'm gonna get it for cheap, right? Yes. And so those are some of the things that we'll have on the app. That'll be really, really cool. But that is definitely an inspiration because people around the world have that issue. And even if they they have their favorite spots, right, that they're always going to, you always want to try something new, right? And so we're going to be able to provide that for people, whether it's, at the clubs or at the bars, no matter what it is, following your favorite DJ, your favorite bartender. We're going to have a lot of different things that is going to make it fun to interact with, but also give you the information and things that you need to go do all the fun stuff.
So when it comes to this app, what is an example of what it might look like? Is it going to look like, a social media platform, or is it going to look like going on Airbnb to book an apartment or something like that?
So it'll look like a social media platform for the user, the person that'll download the app.
Okay.
It'll look very, very Instagram, Facebookish, right? So it'll be fun. You get to talk to everybody, enjoy yourself. On the back end, though, where the business happens, it'll look very techie code, but then we'll have a lot of data, a lot of data stored that we'll sell off to some really big companies around the world. But the user will see nothing but Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok. We'll have a lot of user interface from those apps.
Now, I've seen a lot of your articles on different news platforms, and it's easy to say, man, he's doing it big. He's got this, big fund that you raised. kind of walk us through behind the scene of what was it like being able to start a company? What was the times that you felt like, yo, this might not work out? What was those times? How did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, man, I have those times every day. There's not a day that goes by.
With a $500,000 check, though, do you still have those times?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. I take that serious because you know, I do want people to understand that. So they see we've raised some money.
Yes.
Right? Some money is what I call it because it's not over, right? And that's the big cool thing. Now everybody's reaching out to me, wanting to do all these things, but that's not really what's important. I actually do what I love every single day.
Yeah.
I had tons of years where I was doing it and not making money, right? That's where the real core of entrepreneurship is. Yes, I've raised some money. Yes, we're going to continue to raise money. Yes, we're going to continue to grow. Yes, we're going to continue to build just because I work hard, right? Yes. But at the core of understanding really what I do and what entrepreneurship is, it's about those like times where you're actually not making money but still having a great time. Like I love what I do, man. And so that's what I try to focus on. I was telling a team member, actually on the way here, we were talking about the round and raising money. And I was like, you know, I don't want people to focus on that as much just because, you know, that's what everybody sees. They see the big money and they're like, he made it. No, it's about actually finding what you love in life and things like that. And so I'm really big on that. You know, that kind of goes into the sector. Yes, the 500K round is cool. Raising money is cool. But it's really about the core of entrepreneurship. That's where that's what drives me.
Now, speaking of that, who was Joshua Lewis in high school, college, and coming out of college?
Man, that I was who I am today, just not as smart, right? And when I say smart, I'm talking about making those bad decisions that all kids make, right? Yes. I was always I was voted class favorite all 4 years in high school. Like I said, I was always at parties. I was always very social and friends with, you know, every group in school, the smart guys, the cool guys, the basketball guys, the football guys. I was cool with everybody. I've always been that. I've always been really good at connecting people, just a really nice person. And so I'm still that. And that's why I thrive, I feel like, in the industry that I'm in. Yes. But now I'm just, you know, I'm real intentional with the things that I do when it comes to business moves and, you know, partnerships that I, you know, create or raising funding or, you know, even the marketing that you see. Yes. I'm really, really intentional on how that comes out, right? Wow, I want that to be a certain way. And so now I've taken, you know, being social, being able to connect and talk to everybody and transitioned it into being really intentional with how I present it. And that's the growth for me, but I've always been the social guy and the cool
guy. I like to hear that because there's this statistic that says that the people who become most successful in the future are people who smile in their yearbook. I don't know if you smile in your yearbook, but people who are the most excited.
Yeah, I definitely don't smile. I was always the nice, friendly, cool guy that wanted to act like I was tough, right? So I don't smile at my picture, but everybody knew, man. I've always been known for having a contagious smile and stuff like that. So whatever statistic that is.
Okay, so tell us, so when you talk about going into a tech company, did you face any challenges or support with family and friends? What was the conversation with your friends about you going into this industry that basically, you know, people like you and I are not in this industry?
Yeah, man, being black in tech is hard. No doubt about it. You're undervalued, you're underestimated. But that's the glory of it. Yes. That's the fun part of it. You get to prove people wrong. Yes. It gives you a lot of motivation that most people don't have, right? You know, when people think you can't do something, it's usually when you really want to get it done. So I take that as, you know, not as a compliment, but as a pushing, driving force for me to achieve the things that I want to achieve. Yeah. But honestly, man, being black in tech is fun. Like, it's how do I describe it? It's like first day of school every single day because I learn something new every single day. But I wake up excited about doing it, right? And so, you know, I didn't have a tech background. I wasn't, you know, the smartest guy in class. I wasn't, you know, the straight A student. But you won't outwork me, exactly. Right? And I think that's, you know, part of the black culture. Like you know, we work hard because we've always had to. And so being black in tech is, you know, being black in anything. You outwork people, they doubt you, and you show them wrong, you know, that they're wrong.
Now, I think there's a kind of a boom in, you know, tech investors in Kansas City, that, you know, there's a lot of people going into tech right now. Yeah. Talk a little bit about how that helped you be able to say, you know what or just talk about what were your inspirations in that industry?
Yeah. So I'm really intentional right now on attacking venture capital and angel investment. And in Kansas City, I'm gonna be honest, the venture capital world is not huge. There's not a lot of venture capital firms here that are willing to give not only a black guy in tech some money, but social media apps and things of that nature.
Yeah.
I believe from the research that I've done and the people that I've talked to that Kansas City's a little more focused on health, the health tech world. And so it's very difficult. I'm really intentional with it because I want to be a part of the change when it comes to black people receiving venture capital money.
Yes.
A lot of black people don't, right? That's just what it is, right? But
yeah.
I'm really intentional about, stepping into the realm where I'm able to find out how these things work, venture capital investment, raising rounds, actually like understanding what that means and being able to teach it to other people so that they can do the same, and, black people as well. So I'm really intentional about that. It's a tough world out here, but I think with 2020 going the way it did,
exactly.
Things are changing. Whether it's they want to do it or not, they're doing it, right? Just because they have to at this point in time. A lot of things have George Floyd and things have shed light on how difficult it is for us blacks in this world today, whether it's tech or anything. And so there's definitely been a slight change within the venture capital world when it comes to trying to find some black people to give money to. But I just want to be really intentional about people understanding that we're coming and we deserve it just as much as everybody else.
Man, that's awesome. So starting a company, what kind of research did you do? Were you more like a nerd into it, or is it something that you kind of felt just knowing things around town, or what was it like being able to get to where your company is?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, man, I never really was the in-class study guy. So I wouldn't say I was a nerd. Maybe some people around me can say that I maybe was.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was. I was just very interested and passionate about what I was doing.
Yes.
And so I think, the nerd word wouldn't be it, but I definitely was not afraid of anything. I learned a lot from experience. I worked in the industry. I worked at some KC people will really love this. I worked at the Point Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Really dope bar that was in the middle of the city, right outside West Plaza. But it was really fun. It was one of the spots that like pretty much everybody eventually came to like throughout the week, right?
Okay.
So I got to meet a lot of people, but then I got to kind of like start learning the back end of the bar industry. You know what I'm saying? What actually goes on to actually get the bar running, right? And so those things is where I started to kind of connect the dots on understanding what the nightlife industry needs to improve, especially KC's. And so that's kind of where I really started to drive, just because I was able to like learn from experience, man. I was in it, like I was literally in it every day. So,
man, so I know there's a lot of business owners out there people who are trying to start their own business that see where you are and say, man, I want to get there, but I don't know even where to start or how to get funds or how to get information. What are some quick steps or some steps that you took to be able to kind of elevate to get to where you are?
Yeah. Obviously, research. You can Google anything. So Google entrepreneurship in Kansas City. It'll bring up tons of things. But to the core, to give you some like snippets that I believe that really work are, it's a company called KC SourceLink.
Okay.
KC SourceLink in Kansas City is really the connector of all connectors. They have some type of connection with everything that you need, from funding to hiring people to just understanding your industry. They have classes, resources of all sorts, and they're going to love that. KC SourceLink would be big, and I would say start there, to be honest, man. Like if anything, it's to make it simple, because if you Google, it'll be 10,000 options of what you can actually do in Kansas City. But to really pinpoint and drive somebody to something, KC SourceLink would be the spot to really go check out, just because they helped me tons when I first started. Man. They connected me. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. I just knew I had a vision, right?
Yeah.
And they connected me with the people that I needed to know. So.
Now, shifting the gears a little bit, because I see you have swagger, you have style.
Okay.
How do you merge your swagger and style with being, a tech company owner? How does that? Because like when you see people who own like a tech company, they always on suit or in jacket and having this professional look.
Yeah.
What is that like for you?
I'm very intentional about that. So it's two things. I have a nightlife app. Nightlife is a very big sector. People think of nightlife and they think of just liquor. It's bigger than that. It's art. It's fashion.
Yes.
It's a lot more than just drink and have a good time. Yes. Right. It's a lot of culture to it. So with that being said, me being tech and nightlife, I learned that I had to combine the two. But then also on that tech side, yes, there is, in the tech world, you would think it's very proper, suited and booted, and all those things that corporate world tells you to be. But I'm intentional about it because I want to be different, right? I'm already black, one, right? So what sets me apart from those people is the fact that I am cultured. I do understand the swagger thing, right? Exactly. But I use that in a techie way, right? And so I just combine the two, man, to set myself apart, but also fit into what I do. Like I have to, there were times. It's funny. There were times I was grinding really hard, man. I would go to our party from 10 to 4 a.m. and then have to be up at 6, right? So think about that. Wow. Like going into a club from 10 to 5, right? 4, waking up at 6. It's the transition period. I get 2 hours of transition from nightlife to tech. So I was like, what I'm gonna do is just make all this stuff come into one. Right? I'm gonna make this stuff work. So that's kind of just the realm that I'm in. I've always been a cool guy, so I don't want to change to have to raise money or become tech. Like I can be tech and be cool.
Dang, man, that is. I think it's our generation is kind of remolding things. The things that used to be you have to be formal or anything. It's kind of changing into the way you have smart people like yourself who are making impact in the world of tech and also being casual and just being human and not just being putting up this front where it's just really you and who you are. So I am excited about this app. When are we going to see this app? When is it coming out?
2021. Okay. It was not projected. We were going to launch it in 2020. Okay. COVID happened. Okay. I don't want to put it out with, clubs not being fully open and not being able to run. So 2021, once we start to work our way back into regularness, I think that we'll launch around that time. There's no set date because, we don't know what COVID's going to do. But within the next few months, if COVID calms down and things start opening up, the app will launch. So
we need that. We need that vaccine. We need that vaccine quick so we can get people out there and start getting jiggy. Basically. But lastly, what do you want to say to a young person out there or someone who is a business owner who says, "Yo, I have a vision, or I don't really know where I am right now. If what I'm doing is the right thing, should I switch or should I keep going?" What do you want to say to them?
I want to say, don't focus on that. Don't focus on if you're going in the right direction. Just go. The direction of going forward is the only thing that you need to focus on.
Exactly.
Right. Just don't stop. Don't give up. I think a lot of the times people take a lot of time in thinking about like what direction to go, and then they think about it so much that they actually aren't doing anything. They're trying to, I'm trying to think about if I should go this way or this way, and it's like now you're stuck, right? Exactly. So just go forward, figure it out as you go, and it'll happen for you, man.
Yeah.
Like, all that stuff comes to fruition once you decide to make a decision to go forward. So.
Not to be cliche, but Nike has it best.
Yeah,
just do it, right?
Yeah.
Just do it.
For sure.
Man, that is just exciting because I see you have this fire for what you do, and most people have ideas but they never actually act on it, which is why it's one thing to make mistakes, learn, and keep moving forward. And I think I want people to actually hear this from you because it's good to see you on news platforms. But do you ever have days where you doubt if this is the right thing you want to do, or if it's all the work is really worth it? Or
I don't think I ever think about if it's worth it. I know it's worth it, or I wouldn't be doing it. But I do doubt, man. Like that's a part of the process. Like if you're not scared about what you're doing, you're not doing enough. Like you should be actually scared about what you do every single day. It should be like, man, can I pull this off? Like this is a lot. And if you're not really attacking visions and dreams like that, then like your dream isn't big enough. Dang. And that's my opinion. And so I doubt every day, bro. Like every time I deal with so much throughout the day. It is insane. But I have all the resources in the world, and I'm still like, can I actually pull this off? But that means I'm doing the right thing, right? Wow. And so that's how I look at it, man. You should be doubting what you're doing. That's a for sure.
Yeah, man. Shoot, you heard it best. You heard it best. If you're not doubting, then you're not doing it big enough. So hey, he said it. We're coming to the end of the show, but I wanna ask, what is the future for Uptown Nightlife? What are we gonna be seeing in the coming times? What is the vision of what you want to accomplish with this company?
It'll be the next social media app that actually is equivalent to the TikToks of the world, right?
Okay.
We're going to be the next big platform that everybody's actually interested in, and all the fun millennial things that people like to do, they'll be able to do with us. We are the only, at the moment, only social media app that is really attacking the nightlife industry.
Okay.
And people don't realize how fun nightlife really is until they're actually in it. But you know, nightlife hasn't had a really strong tech sector ever, and so we're going to be the first to make sure that, you know, it's improved because we're, you know, collecting data, but then it's also fun because it's nightlife, it's girls, it's guys, it's liquor, it's music, right?
Yes.
And so all those things are going to be put into one, but we're going to make it cool. So we'll be the next social media app for everybody.
So I should probably stop buying my stocks right now.
Yeah. Tap in with us.
Until it opens up, because when it opens up, it blows up. Then I'm a billionaire. But man, it's been an awesome show just being able to sit and hear from you, because I know that, like most young people, when they're so focused on either getting grades or so focused on, man, this is the only place I'm going to be at, this is the only thing I'm going to do. But hearing from you being that, you know, you came from a whole different sector of things and then moving into the nightlife industry and being able to build a company for yourself, shows to be that it just matters what is your vision and what are you willing to sacrifice to push forward, right? And it's really something I think everyone should understand, that where it's like, so long as you keep going and don't stop, you will get to where you want to get to, right?
Sacrifices is a part of it. That's just what it is. You got to know that.
Awesome. But let me ask you this. What is the any platform or social media platforms or where people can look for you if they want to ask you any questions or anything?
Yeah, I am Joshua I. Lewis on every platform available. Up Down is Up Down Nightlife on every platform available. The app is coming. It'll be on, you know, Android and iOS. So just be ready and look out for that. And, you know, you can check our website out at updownnightlife.app.com. Sign up for our newsletter to stay updated with everything that we got coming.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the FiredUp KC show. It's a place to bring you all the top entrepreneurs, top leaders in Kansas City. And this is the first show for the year, so you don't want to miss out. Go to YouTube at FiredUp KC. You can find us on Roku now. You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, LinkedIn. Do not miss out, because we're coming. So stay fired up, and bye-bye for now.